let this be.
Welcome to another episode. Welcome to another episode of Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. I am your man, Captain Will. Make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe to Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will so I continue to bring you that gospel of Gamecocks every single day, y'all, every single day. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. I want to thank all the day ones who've been rocking with me since the beginning. I appreciate you. I thank all the members and the new members who are now part of Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will family. If you want to follow me on Twitter, follow me at Gamecocks Talk. If you want to follow me on Instagram, follow me at Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. Follow me wherever you get your podcast. Wherever you get your podcast, you can find Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. We got a good one today, y'all. I said we got a good one today, y'all. We talking about schedule release time. It is schedule release time for the South Carolina women's basketball team. We finally have dates for everything. We finally have all the games that we can plan for the future. We can plan our vacations now. We know what we're going to be doing from October to April. Everything is going down. It is finally schedule release time. So we're going to break it all down. And before we get started with schedule release time, I have to remind you that you are now rocking with the best. And since you are rocking with the best, come rock with your man, Captain Will. All right, so like I said before, the schedule for the 2024-2025 season was released on Monday. Finally released. Our prayers have been answered. 30 games. 30 games for the South Carolina women's basketball team, not counting the SEC tournament, not counting the NCAA tournament. 30 games, 16 SEC games, 14 non-conference games, 2 exhibitions. Got to mention the 2 exhibitions. One of those exhibition games is against Memphis next month, October the 15th. Then we have another exhibition game at the crib against Clayton State. I don't know much about Clayton State. I know it resides in Georgia, in Atlanta. I think it's a Division II school. And, you know, playing a Division II school, I got to give a plug. I got to say something, right? Now, I know that South Carolina don't have a history of playing NAIA schools, but as a NAIA school that I just have to say the South Carolina need to add to the schedule. I know they'll probably get beat by 200 points, but it is what it is. We need to give some love to Francis Marion University. I did 2 years at Francis Marion University back in the mid 90s, you know, and we got to get some love to them. Come on. This is my plea to play Francis Marion next year. Come on, give some love to them. I'm giving love to Charleston Southern, giving love to Wofford, and that's cool. That's cool. I know they're D1 schools and blah, 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 blah. But we can do an exhibition against Francis Marion. That's fine. So we got Clayton State. We have 15 home games. 15 home games. I love it. I'm not upset about that whatsoever. Some of those home games are against some really good teams, but we'll talk about that later. We got 11 away games, and we saying 11 away games, but really it's not 11 away games because you got 4 games that are quote unquote at neutral sites. The first game at a neutral site is in Las Vegas versus the Michigan Wolverines. That's the first one. Then we come back to the crib, my crib, Charlotte, North Kakalaki, to play North Carolina State. So those are 2 away games. We're going to make it home games because me more Gamecock fans there, but it's still te-hina in the Colonial Life Arena. So, and then we're playing at, in Fort Myers, Florida in November. So in actuality, it's 15 home games and 15 away games. We just got to say that. This schedule It's very difficult. It's no way to say it differently. This is a difficult schedule for the South Carolina women's basketball team. But we always play a difficult schedule. This one is to me, is a level higher than previous schedules. You know, we've known for a while in terms of certain games. But it just, when you put it all on paper and you see the schedule, blah, 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 you see the dates and you say, oh, this is a tough schedule. This ain't no joke. This is what we crave as basketball fans, real basketball fans. This is what we want. We want to see competition. We want to see challenges. And in this schedule, South Carolina has a bunch of challenges. Undefeated season? I don't know. This is a tough schedule, and anything can happen. And when you're playing 16 teams that made the NCAA tournament last season, you want that smoke. You want that smoke. And to break it down even further, if we discuss in the November the 20th to December the 8th stretch, that might be a stretch that South Carolina gonna have to really strap it up tight and get ready, because we're gonna be playing 6 straight games against quote unquote power conference teams. 6 straight games. And of those 6 straight games, there are only 1 home game. That's it, just one home game. So we gotta be locked in. And we know how difficult the conference is. We know the Texases who we're going to play twice, and we know the LSUs who we're going to play once, and Kentuckies, and so many wonderful basketball teams that we're going to play in conference. But when you're looking at the non-conference teams, and we're talking about UConn and UCLA, UConn at the crib, Colonial Life Arena, UCLA in Los Angeles. Both of those teams are projected to be Final Four contenders. Both of those teams are projected to be in the top 5, top 7 in the country. Non-conference. That ain't no joke, y'all. That ain't no joke. UCLA first off. So you got Lauren Betts returning to UCLA, averaged 15 points, 9 rebounds. One of the best post players in the country. You got Kiki Rice, who averaged 13 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. London Jones, 12 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. You got Tamia Gardner, who transferred from Oregon State. We know what she could do. We saw Oregon State up close and personal. You got Janiah Barker, who's a transfer from Texas A&M, another good player. You got Gabriella Jacquez, 10.6 rebounds, 2 assists. UCLA, on top of bringing in a good recruiting class, UCLA ain't going to be no joke. And it's at LA. I don't know. Obviously, we don't know what the line going to be when we play UCLA at in Los Angeles. But I can tell you this right here. It's going to be close. I think it's going to be close. Those are 2 amazing basketball teams. South Carolina has more depth on this basketball team. But ladies and gentlemen, this is a cross-country flight in California in November. This ain't going to be no joke. I think it's November 24th. And then UConn, another non-conference game with Paige Beckers, doing Paige Beckers' thing. She's the projected to be the number 1 pick in the 2025 WNBA draft, who I've said on record that Paige Beckers is the best player in college basketball. because she actually plays defense on top of playing quality offense. You got a return of Asia Fudd. You got Ashlyn Shade, who played well. You got KK Arnold. You got Sarah Strong, by some projections, saying that she was the #1 basketball player in this recruiting class. UConn is going to be legit. UConn, although we playing them in Columbia, will be a top 3 team. They will be a top 3 team. So it's going to be interesting. That's just the non-conference. We got Texas twice. Texas twice with Madison Booker with her 16 points, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds last year as a freshman. You got a return of Rory Harmon, who I believe is top 2, top 3 point guards in the country, who's returning for injury. You got Aaliyah Moore. You got Layla Filia, who's a bucket getter, who transferred from Michigan, who Michigan gonna miss big time. She was their leading scorer in Michigan, and she transferred to Texas. She is no joke. Along with Jordan Lee, along with Justice Carlton, 2 Gamecock players who I wanted on this team in the 2024 recruiting class. No joke. And then you got LSU. LSU is projected, to be a Final Four contender. Yes, they lost Angel Reese. Yes, they lost their leading scorer. Yes, they lost their leading rebounder. Angel Reese averaged about 35 minutes a game. They lost the heart and soul of their basketball team, but they are really good. Anissa Morrow averaging 16 points, 10 rebounds. Flajay Johnson averaged about 16 points, about 5 rebounds. Both of those players will be improved. But what makes them better, I think, is going to be Michaela Williams, who's going to be in better shape, who still averaged about 15 points. You got 3 transfers in Cheyenne Day Wilson, who I also wanted 2 years ago. 2 years ago, when she was playing with Duke, when she decided to transfer. She just transferred for Duke, was a great defender. I thought she was going to come to Duke. I thought she was going to follow Winston Gandy. Didn't happen. She ended up transferring to Miami. Didn't work out for her. Now she's transferring to LSU. But she's a solid basketball player, along with Kaylin Gilbert from Arizona. She averaged 15 points. 15 points for Arizona. She scored 26 points against Texas. She's a good basketball player. Then you got Jersey Wolfenbarger, who is a transfer from Arkansas. Now, it didn't work out as great as it was projected to be, because Jersey was a number 7 overall pick, number 7 overall recruit in her recruiting class, but she has not met that potential yet. What if she makes it at LSU? They have restocked, they have reloaded, and they're a really good basketball team. They come in to South Carolina. It's going to be crazy. Going to be unbelievable. And that, in conference, out of conference, so many great teams that Carolina is going to be playing. Now we got some teams who I would say is the next tier down, but still teams who I project that's going to make the tournament. Duke is no joke. We playing Duke, I want to say December the 5th in Colonial Life Arena. Being coached very well, are recruiting very well. That's going to be a tough game. You got TCU. TCU, we going to TCU. We go say hi. Hello, Haley Van Lith again. They projected to go to the NCAA tournament. Iowa State, we saw what they did in the NCAA tournament. They have a really good team. They're freshman phenom. Those are 3 teams. Those are 3 teams that are going to make the tournament. Those are 3 teams that are going to give South Carolina a run. Now, I don't know how long they're going to give us a run, but it's going to be some three quality basketball teams. Then we move a little further down the ladder, and we got University of South Florida, and we got East Carolina. University of South Florida has made the tournament 8 of the last 11 times. 8 of the last 11 times they've made the tournament. They didn't make it last year. East Carolina was projected probably to make the tournament last year. and kind of stumbled, finished 9-9 in the conference. But those two teams could make the tournament this season. Those aren't, just some throwaway games. We're going to have to play some basketball playing against those teams. And we just lower our standards a little bit lower. And we're playing Clemson at Clemson. Clemson at Clemson. Now, y'all know we're going to beat the brakes off Clemson, but it is in Clemson. And their coach, their team, got a long ways to go to compete with South Carolina, but it's still a rivalry game. So they're going to do the best they can and probably still lose by 40 points, but it's still Clemson, okay? Coppin State, HBCU, shout out to all HBCUs. Got 2 daughters who went to an HBCU, Fayetteville State and Howard. So shout out to Coppin State in Baltimore. And this ain't no situation, with men's basketball back in the day when South Carolina was number 2 overall seed and Coppin State was number 15 overall seed and beat our team. Nah, and then no chances at all of that happening. We'll probably win by 70, but Coppin State, bring your fam to Colonial Life Arena. And then, like I told before, we got Charleston Southern and we got Wofford. Those are great games for in-state games. Great in-state games. And it's a way for Charleston Southern and Wofford to increase their strength of schedule and help with their athletic budget to get blown out by South Carolina. So, it's almost game time. Ladies and gentlemen, it's almost game time. It's almost time to actually start game planning for the South Carolina women's basketball opponents. We play Memphis in 28 days. 28 days we play Memphis. We play Michigan in 48 days. Can't wait to go to Vegas. Cannot wait to go to Vegas. It's going to be unbelievable. I've been practicing blackjack, trying to get out my mind right and trying to get my formulas in my brain and make sure they're still there. Can't wait for those situations. But this schedule is no joke. This schedule is going to make us work for this championship. Currently, we're the three-time national champions. This schedule will make it tough for us to become the four-time national champ, four-time national champions. But it's definitely in our favor. The cards in our favor. Because regardless of who we play this upcoming season, we'll be favored in every basketball game. Regardless of we playing LSU, we playing UConn, we playing UCLA, we have better depth than any of those teams. We have more talent than any of those teams. Texas, any of those teams, we have more talent. And this is still with the, we don't know what's going on with the Ashlyn Watkins situation. Regardless of that situation, South Carolina, when the ball is tipped off, we will have more talent than anybody. Making sure these young ladies are locked in for 30 regular season games is imperative. Because those teams are coming to take our lunch. Those teams are coming to spoil the records that's been going on in the regular season and in the Colonial Life Arena. They want to stop those records. They want to be the first ones. We haven't lost a game in Colonial Life Arena. I want to say, no, we haven't lost let me get this straight. Our winning streak is like 73 or something. The winning streak is crazy. Nobody wants to stop the winning streak in Colonial Life Arena or the regular season itself. Nobody wants to stop that. I want to say that we haven't lost a game in Colonial Life Arena since 2021. That's what I want to say. That's what my mind telling me. But my mind got a little blackjack going on there too, so it might be bumping up a little bit. For all teams that want some smoke from South Carolina, the schedule is out. Strap it up tight. Go do some extra push-ups. Go do some extra sprints. Hit those free throws. Because it's about to be on. And South Carolina wants all the smoke. This concludes another episode of Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. I'm your man, Captain Will. Make sure you like, make sure you share, and make sure you subscribe to Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will so I continue to bring you that gospel of Gamecocks every single day. Ladies and gentlemen, you are now rocking with the best. And since you are rocking with the best, come rock with your man, Captain Will. Let's go.